from Japan and is the representative for Interclub final. Matsuma is first place esports championship open 2022 on Steam, and in 2023 Japan national champion and is the champion. I'm honored to play Interclub final because Inter is very historical club and have produced many great players. For example, Javier Sanati and Diego Milik and Wesley Sneijder. Now Lautaro Martinez and Federico Di Marco and many more. I win this tournament, so want to fight final with Inter Milan. Forza Inter!
Hello eFootball fans, it's Mestre speaking. You may recognize me from some past competitions, but this time I'll represent Inter at the club event finals, just 4 at the last stage. I will do my best as always, I'll try my best. I'm really boosted because I've trained really hard. I think I can win it. The hardest opponent is just myself, so it's just try to show what I've trained and try to achieve the goal I've set, that is going to Tokyo to the World Finals. Hope to see you all in the stream supporting me. Vamos!
Well, how great is it, Wes, to hear from both Takaki and Mestre? Some really interesting tidbits there, shall we say, from both of our players about to take the virtual stage and the virtual pitch, because both know how much of an honour it is to play for this club.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a to kind of peer behind the curtain, folks, as a youngest brother brought up on watching Italian league football, to hear some of the names that Takaki was rolling out. I'm going to expose my own age here, folks, because he spoke about the likes of Wesley Sneijder and Javier Zanetti. I was more of a Christian Vieri, Ivan Zamorano, Marcelo Salas type of kid. But to hear him trying to tap in and understand the heritage that goes with representing this mammoth club, it's great to hear that from Takaki, and he knows what's at stake. Of course, on the other side of the fence, of course, Mestre just almost allowing himself to be reintroduced, as it were. It's almost like you'd somehow forgotten who Miguel Mestre was. Yeah. He was like, by the way, just that you know, I'm here to compete in this, and I understand why that this has been picked out by you as a game to watch here today. I know you mentioned about the two players and their accolades. Interestingly for me though, Takaki already has experience of this format this season, true. So it'd be interesting to see whether he can tap into that.
Very, very true. And we are underway between the two players here representing, of course, Asia East, Oceania and others for Takaki, and Mestre, who's on the ball now in an attacking phase, looking for Sanchez. The Spaniard representing Europe and Africa as the regional winner. Thuram can feed Martinez in behind. One of the tidbits I picked up on from Mestre's introduction, as he just gives the ball away, unfortunately, there, is that, I mean, appropriate time to bring it up. His hardest opponent is himself, and the mental game of eFootball can often be the hardest one to play and the hardest one to win. Mestre knows that about himself, Wes, and having been a seasoned veteran of this style of competition, the question is, does he know how to apply those as Thuram latches onto a wonderful ball?
Yeah, he certainly does know his way around this squad. It's a great ball into Thuram, and again, he always caught everybody cold there. And you quite rightly said he's almost his own worst enemy in terms of the standards that he wants to show. He's certainly showing that here.
He most certainly is. I don't think the defence were anticipating this. I mean, you can see the defenders just coming to try and head the ball away, but Thuram's run was just timed to perfection. The ball placed in exactly the right area. And the finish was neat enough.
Yeah, a little bit of, I feel there's a little bit of super cancel run there, as you'll see if you watch it back again, just that movement where he looks as though he's about to follow the defender, instead just locks off a little bit and gets into the right moment. But it's a great start here for Mestre.
It is indeed. Barely having kicked off the game, the Spaniard enters an advantageous position. What can Takaki respond with as Lautaro Martinez can't quite convert that chance, and now Thuram has Sanchez, and Takaki so far, at least in this phase of play, as a goal notwithstanding, has defended well, fairly well, and he can turn that defence into attack now. Martinez has De Vries for company, tries to go it alone, did have a man in support. And now Mestre with Çalhanoğlu. End-to-end stuff here in the group stages. But Takaki is having to fight from a, as it stands, losing position, Wes.
Yeah, it's not the type of player you want to be up against either. Mestre is kind of almost renowned for being able to take a game away from somebody in a 1v1 format. It's not the type of game you want to be in, but he will have to capitalise on his chances here, Takaki.
Yeah, Mkhitaryan just drills one in. Very dangerous area, the ball could have bounced anywhere, but Mestre now looking to try and build. Lovely back heel, and Thuram is able to latch onto the 1-2 as well. Alexis Sanchez back to Thuram, but Damian clears away.
Good defensive work there by Takaki, and as we said, those chances when you're against, I would say, top level opposition in the likes of Mestre's or the safe al hackers of this world, you've got to take those chances. Almost become at a more of a premium than, again, you know, if you were playing against one of your mates on the couch. This is a lot different. This is, you're having to take your chances as and when they come.
Mestre on the ball. There's that goal-to-nil lead as well. Çalhanoğlu headed round the corner to Sanchez. Oh, beat the defender there. And for Takaki, after qualifying for the first club event finals and falling in the group stages, the pressure is on now to try and right that wrong. 10 to go until half-time, plus stoppage time, of course. Çalhanoğlu goes for a long-range strike, but Sommer, with that manual goalkeeping, easily meets it towards the far post.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble there from Mestre to move that goalkeeper that early, but that might be something that maybe sticks in the memory of Takaki kind of almost down the road here, because, again, if you know that your opponent is moving the keeper already, you might want to try and put it into the other corner.
Ball into Thuram. There's a chance here, one-on-one. I don't think he was quite expecting Mestre, the amount of space he was afforded. The strike in the end quite tame, and now Takaki. What can he conjure up? The ball to the feet of Sanchez, Mkhitaryan, Martinez turns Bastoni.
It's another one of those chances that goes by the wayside. Again, it's movement of the goalkeeper. If Takaki can just stay level, he might be able to unseat Mestre here, but Mestre's given away a cheap free kick.
He has, and with no minutes added on in stoppage time, surely you'd have to imagine this will be the last action of this first half. Çalhanoğlu looking towards the head of Sanchez, far post, and well, a more attritional affair, Wes, as we're both on our feet now.
I know. I just felt out of place. I felt like you know, I needed to give you something. I felt like it.
Maybe you're just not used to me being taller in stature.
That was also it. That was also
about the same height. But
I'm sure my nieces will be asking me why I shrank when I got home.
Maybe we need to get the measuring stick out. So I think maybe you have an inch or two in height-wise on me, but 1-0, just 1-0 in the first half. There were chances though, both sides. This is less of a sort of gung-ho affair than we saw in our first group stage match, and maybe some of the nerves coming into it after watching that first match, being 4-4, knowing the points are shared and the group as it stands is up for grabs.
Yeah, it's become a real chess match.
Oh, Thuram! Mestre straight away doubles Thuram's account to start the second half and put himself 2 to the good now. Takaki right up against the ropes.
Yeah, that was as route one as you could possibly get there. Knocked down from Thuram. And it seemingly is the way forward with this interside, is that Marcus Thuram appears to be that almost that lightning rod that, from previous club finals, we'd have seen Lewandowski or Harry Kane or a player of physicality, especially in this type of mode and this type of setup, where you're able to just physically knock it down, and it really opens up your avenues as to how you can attack. Mestre, 2 goals ahead here now. Fine form from the Spaniard.
Well, fine form indeed. A 2-goal cushion against an opponent as formidable as Takaki. He's very, very valuable indeed. And you're right, the best and most efficient tactic available, we've seen it in seasons past for this Inter squad, is get it to that target man, try and knock it down, and Thuram and Sanchez combining really well, and that's a fully outstretched Sommer there.
It's a brilliant save, but it's really good ball movement there from Mestre. You'll see it again here, just pauses, takes a step over, pauses back at 1-2, and it's just one outstretched paw from Jan Sommer. And that was all that delayed Mestre from making this 3-0.
Chance from the corner maybe. Headed down to Sanchez and again to Dumfries, but that's quite far out to be trying a headed chance.
Still time on the clock here for Takaki. If he can get one back in the next, 10 or 15 in-game minutes, it may cause Mestre a bit of a problem, but Mestre, as we said, is a very cool customer, even under pressure.
He is. He's passed the defensive test of Takaki so far, but it's interesting that you say that, Wes, because maybe Takaki knows there's time still on the clock. No pause queued up, no changes so far. Clearly quite confident in how the game is going, what his game plan is. And of course, you have to imagine that, again, with the depth of talent that Inter has to offer, maybe there's some players waiting on the sub-bench to make an impact, and maybe that's the game plan for Takaki. He's got defending to do, though, as Mestre comes forward. Defended well that time.
Certainly, if you're looking at kind of players that might be a bit of a lightning rod, yes, you've got Marcus Thuram. Of course, just on the bench, just lurking, is the Mercurial Marko Arnautovic, who is a bit of a chaos merchant, to say the very least.
Speaking of chaos, that's given away by Mestre. Martinez beats his man and gets his strike away. Oh, what a strike it is as well. Unbelievable, and you called for it, Wes. A goal in the next 15 in game, caused by a little bit of chaos. Sees Takaki right back in contention. What a hit.
So one step away from his defender, did Lautaro Martinez, and then he thundered it home with the right boot. But again, it came from a bit of poor play by Mestre. Gets it out to his right back, doesn't really get that passing and possession game going. As a result, gives it away. And as you saw, perfect camera angle there. Was an avenue to just find that strike into the back of the net. Crucially now, and here we go. Here is the pause that I think we were all kind of maybe anticipating here. you can see as well, also some of these cards have got their boosters on as well, so it doesn't impact their in-game stats. Hence why you're seeing a 101 rated Lautaro Martinez. Do not adjust your sets, folks. That is a legitimate rating of Lautaro Martinez. But looking at how these changes are going to come in, I do wonder what we're going to see here, because with Mestre, if you change it now, you maybe are conceding the fact that you need to go a bit more defensive, but Mestre's game plan normally isn't that of being defensive minded. He likes to be on the front foot, likes to score goals. Takaki, on the other hand, has a little bit of a free hit because he's extended that period. It's almost like a pit stop in a race. He's extended his squad a little bit past where you would say the golden time is to make those substitutions, and now he has an even fresher set of legs to come on against what will be a tiring backline of Mestre, and it'll just be a case of who's going to do the damage. Is it going to be Mestre's substitutes, or is it going to be Takaki's?
That's the question, because it's a good point that you raise. The virtual battery, so to speak, of these players definitely will, well, given that both players I don't think have made substitutions to this point, it's definitely going to lead to, no doubt, an action-packed final 20 in-game minutes. It's Arnautovic that has come on for Takaki. We're watching his changes come to fruition.
It's also come on for Mestre as well.
One to look out for on both sides for now. Mestre, no doubt, will be slightly aggrieved having conceded last, and Cuadrado has found some nice space in the box here. Barella to Martinez, tries to dummy it around the defence.
Thuram's on for Takaki as well. That will be very much alarm bells if I were Mestre, because we've already seen the damage he can do for Mestre. You're going to put a fully charged up Marcus Thuram against a bit of a tiring backline from Inter's point, or from his perspective. It could cause real problems down the stretch.
Speaking of, we are approaching that final 10 on the in-game clock. As it stands, Mestre 2, Takaki 1. Both men's first match here in the group stages. 3 points up for grabs. Here's as things stand. We'll put Mestre well and truly in the driver's seat.
Also saw there was a latest score as well. Ryan Noguchi 1 goal ahead in the mobile platform, so he's top of that table as it stands.
It's the fun part about these club finals. We get to see both platforms in action. For now, here on the console, we have a true nail-biter. Mestre looking to defend. A slender goal advantage. Lovely play from Takaki, but Cuadrado can't take it neatly within his stride. It's a good period of play from Takaki, but there's Mestre men pouring forward. Damian able to head it back into midfield, but it's only towards the danger. Barella here for Mestre. Smartly towards the corner, try and just eke out some of this remaining clock, and I think he's won himself a free kick as well, Wes. That is very valuable at this stage of the match. Yeah, and 2-1 up as well.
In that type of real estate, that's exactly where you want to be when the time is ticking down. If you are Mestre, critically, he'll keep the ball here.
You'd have to imagine with no real chance left, it will be Mestre, the veteran of this style of competition, able to take the 3 points away from Japan's Takaki.